Cześć and welcome to today's episode from Poznań, and we start off at Lake Malta. So this is Malta Lake, and it was made in 1952. Yes, you heard me correct. This is an artificially made lake, and it was made by damming the Cipina River, and it was for recreational use, for people of Poznań to have water sports and other facilities in the area. And I think it's really good at linking sports and nature with the actual city, because all the way around you can see there is a lovely walk all the way around. At the end, there is a ski slope and a toboggan as well. And all the facilities around. It's not overloaded with cafes and things that you would see by the seaside, but it is a facility and area that is used quite a lot, especially at the weekends and during the summer, which, yeah, this would be an ideal place in the summer. And that fountain's cool because, yeah, it cool you right off just from the breeze coming across. Talking about how much this is used, this is so good that they use it for the World and European Rowing Championships, the World and European Canoeing Sprint Championships as well. And even now, there are people in their kayaks enjoying these facilities, which is exactly why it was made, for people to have that leisure facility on their doorstep right behind the busy city. Although not its main purpose, I think at this point it's quite good to talk about the flooding and the assistance this helps with. Now obviously Poland in the south is suffering with floods pretty badly, as well as Czech Republic and Austria. But what this allows is during heavy rainfall, the water levels can rise. Now bear in mind, this is not its main intentions. It was really here for the social leisure side of things. But it helps to keep Poznań safe, unlike certain other parts of Poland, as well as the help from the other reservoirs, the lakes, and the drainage.
By the water's calm I stand, Lake Malta calls my name. In Poznań's heart I find my peace, nature's beauty in its frame. The sunset's golden on the waves, birds in flight, they dance and glide. Joggers pass and children play, I'm lost in this joy inside. Malta dreams, I hear you sing, echoes bright on summer's wing.
I've just stumbled across something that is a really, really nice touch to athletes from Olympic Games. So you've got loads of these little signs. So for example, Jerzy Brzęczek, and it says Barcelona 1992, Srebrny medal, Olimpijski, piłka nożna. Piłka, I think, is foot or leg. Maybe that's leg ball. Football to us. But there's loads of them. Rafael Szukawa, Barcelona 92. That's a really nice touch to different athletes. Seoul 1988, Moskva 1980, another Moskva. That's a really cool touch, and I just stumbled across it, and it's just a nice little representation for the people that participated. Here you go. Monachium 1972. But you've got the little, there you go, you've got the little big coin things that represent the Olympics. That was their achievement. They really do seem to be making the most of what space they have here, because they've got like a little mini outdoor gym. They've got a volleyball down there with beach football as well. Obviously, as well as the the toboggan, and I don't know if it's a toboggan. What's the right word? I can't remember now. Anyway, and the ski slope. Over the other side, that is where there is a water park as well. So they really are making use of this space, for sure.
We surely know Malta dreams. I hear you sing, echoes bright on summer's wing. Feel the breeze and watch it gleam. Lake Malta, life's sweet dream.
The Soviet Union and its satellite states, which includes Poland, really had the emphasis of physical recreation and communal recreation that embodied what was the ethos of the Soviet Union. By developing these large recreational areas, the Soviet-run Polish government was trying to show its superiority by being able to offer all of these wonderful things to its people, so it had some sort of leg over the capitalists over in the West. It does feel like the Soviet Union was just trying to show off to the Western capitalists. It was trying to show that actually this is what they can do. They can create these large projects for the masses, which the privatization in the capitalist societies couldn't do. But actually what this was, another way for the Soviets to show off, was trying to show its prestige in sporting events. Obviously, having the rowing and canoeing and everything here is just trying to allow them to create the next athletes of the future to dominate the others. But actually also what it did was it showed that it needed a lot of manpower. And obviously the communist ethos is having everyone working so that no one was unemployed. And things like this helped that. But what then happens when you finish building this? You then have to find a new project, which you may not have the money for, you know, whatever it is. So is it sustainable? Well, a lot of communist societies have now disappeared, so maybe not. Let me know your thoughts. Have you been to Lake Malta? It's lovely around here, it is lovely. But have you been here? Do you think this was a good thing that the Soviet Polish government did for its people? So I've come to the citadel in Poznań. This was actually built in the 1800s by the Prussians, or now called the Germans. Now, this has seen a lot of action up here, including World War I and World War II. Now, the main part in World War II was the Battle of Poznań, where the Germans occupied this place and the Soviets came in and managed to liberate the Poles. Now, when we say liberate, that's I don't know if it was liberation, because we know the disaster that happened when the Soviets took control. But this monument here was put up by the Soviets to commemorate what happened and that liberation. Now, it used to have the star, the Soviet star, but it's been taken down, and now it is a place for leisure, a place to relax and explore. So here we have a selection of tanks. This is a T-34. Now, this tank, some would say, basically won the war. This was so mass-produced, it was quite easy to make. The training for it was easy. When one was destroyed, 10 more were built, and this was everywhere during the war. This one is the T-55. This is the most produced tank in the world. Now, next to me, this tank is still being used. The Russians, this is the T-72. The Russians have actually got this out of storage and are using these to fight against the Ukrainians. So it's an old model, but they're still pretty dangerous. So I've come to what I would think is quite a special part to the citadel. It is a cemetery, but for British soldiers that have fallen in Poznań. Now, there are a lot of people, there's a lot of regiments from World War I and World War II. But it's quite sad because if we go over here, there are a few that have no names. And this one here, an airman of the 1939 to 1945 war. There is no name, they don't know who he is. And think about his family that don't know where he was buried. But you've got lots, an airman of the 1939-1945 war, Royal Air Force, but there are lots with names. So over here, Flight Lieutenant M.T. Clark, DFC, Navigator, Royal Air Force, 16th of April, 1945, aged just 22.
Hi everybody, I am Paweł. I am with Rob on Poznanian's citadel. This is a very special place because it is a kind of fortress, and during the Second World War it was a very stronghold of the German army. I think during the Second World War, when the Hitler knew that he is losing the war, while the German army was moving back to Germany, they had announced some cities as a stronghold. It was Kołobrzeg, it was Wrocław, and it was Poznań. And these strongholds were defended until the end, until the last soldier. Poznań was one of it, and the center of the resistance was here on Citadel. As it was very difficult to capture, they took some so-called volunteers from Poznań. But I am told from the first hand that the volunteers was in fact captured and taken by force from their homes, given no opportunity to refuse. And they were simply used as a cannon meat before the real army came and captured the citadel. They were simply filling the trenches, and that was the purpose of this voluntary.
In the shadows of the past there lies a story untold with hues no great can overtake. Statues stand as sentinels, the dawn they will forsake. Every corner tells a tale of beauty, love, and peace. Where once was filled with heavy hearts, joy will never cease. Now the footsteps echo soft through pathways lined with green. Children's laughter fills the air where despair once had been. Music floats on every breeze, creative spirits free, transforming past to present dreams of brighter day indeed. Indeed.
So the last stop in the citadel, from burning ash and disaster, becomes flowers and beauty. There are sculptures throughout the citadel now. It is a nature park where people can enjoy, and this sums it up, the beauty in the middle. This is from Magda Bakanovic, close enough. She's not around anymore, but this is a beautiful sculpture that just sums up that actually a place that has bad history can become a place for everyone. Dzień dobry on my final day in Poznań. Now, to finish off this episode, there is one product that you'll see on all vlogs from Poland, and that is eating a St. Martin's croissant. Now, this is the sort of thing that is eaten on St. Martin's Day on November the 11th. but it is a regional protected product, very much like champagne or ostypek, which is the Polish cheese. You have to be licensed. So I'm going to go find a licensed maker of these St. Martin's croissants, and I'm going to taste something special, hopefully.
Poznań streets, the light is grand. A tasty treat from local land. Rogo Święto Marciński, oh so fine. Sweets that sparkle like the wine. Only here you'll find that bite. Golden crust, a baker's light. Filled with poppy seeds and dreams. Sweet aromas in the steam.
So here we have it, the Poznań delicacy. This is the Rogal Świętomartyński, which is St. Martin's croissant. Now, this is normally what would be eaten on St. Martin's Day on the 11th of November. But this is the story. Traditions of baking St. Martin's croissants dates back to the 19th century, and its roots in the legend of St. Martin of Tours, who, according to the story, helped a poor man by sharing his cloak. In Poznań, bakeries and households prepare these croissants as a way to celebrate and give thanks, following a custom that encourages sharing food to those in need. Now, in this, it's a flaky pastry made from rich dough, white poppy seed filling, often including raisins, nuts, almonds, and candied fruits. So here we go. This is what it looks like. There are lots of nuts on top with an ice glazing. I just want to rip it open first. That's what I want to do. Let's see what it looks like. Okay. So that's what it looks like inside. So it does look like a normal croissant. Croissant? I said that quite posh. Let's give it a try. It's a very flaky pastry. The sweetness of the icing on top is really nice. I'm trying to make that poppy seed filling, because that has been turned into quite a sweet paste. There's no kind of, it's not like proper full whole poppy seeds, but this is, hang on, that's very, very nice. So let's try it, but let's just try a chunk. I want some of that nuts on there as well. So the nuts on top, they're giving that different texture. You've got the flaky butteriness of the pastry, the croissant. You're getting the smooth sweetness from the poppy seed filling. You're then getting the crunch of the nuts and the extra sweetness from the icing. Now, this cost £2.40 for this, £2.40 in British money, and in Polish it was 12.24 złotych. So is that expensive? I don't think it's that expensive, because you could go to a bakery and get, I don't know, a Belgian bun, and that could maybe cost about £2. But this is a little bit more than that, isn't it? This is a bit more fancy. You can only get this in Poznań. You have to be licensed, so it's very much similar to champagne. You can only get it from a certain region, otherwise it's not called champagne. Or ostypek, which is the Polish cheese. You can only get that from proper licensed areas up in the mountains and things, and others are just imitations. This is a very, very good way of finishing my Polish vlog in Poznań. Oh, well, that is my time up in Poznań, and it's time for me to go back to rainy England. It's a beautiful day here, can I just say. Honestly, it's amazing coming and visiting all these different places, not just Poland, but around the world that I've been visiting. Unfortunately, Charlie's not been with me in these vlogs, but she will be. She'll be back on the channel, I'm sure, very, very soon. Thank you so much for watching. Honestly, if you want to support the channel, just like and subscribe. That's the main thing you can do. Comment. Tell me, have you had one of those St. Martin's croissants? What's your favourite city in Poland? This is good. This is good. I think Wrocław, Krakow, still my favourites. But Poznań, it's been wonderful. It really, really is a lovely, clean, friendly city. Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe. La kucia, skrabucia. I can't remember what it is now. Anyway, thanks for watching. Do widzenia.